Hi.
All
Welcome
right.
to
Oh, we're
what?
not live yet.
We're not live. Okay. I didn't know.
Okay.
You didn't tell me. I was like, are we
Now
not
we're
going?
live.
Okay. Good
All
afternoon.
right.
Good afternoon. Welcome to What's Troubling You, a discussion with Chantel and Shirley.
Hey.
We're here today. We're super excited. We have this little series going on about after the pandemic. And so we're here with the experts, okay?
Good
And we're
All
going to
afternoon.
right.
talk about
Afternoon.
travel. And we
Welcome
are super excited
to
because
What's Troubling
now
You, a
the
discussion.
United States is opening back up, and we want to be able to share information about safe travel. So we're going to have our guests to introduce themselves because we're just excited. We want to jump into some questions. If you're on Facebook Live with us, please send your questions, get your notepads, take all the notes these young ladies are going to tell us today about what we can do for safe travel and inexpensive travel. So, Tamisha, you want to start introducing yourself?
Yes, my name is Tamisha Mundy, and I'm the proud owner of Exquisite World Vacations. I actually been in business for about 3 years now, and so I'm loving it. And so
We're excited. We're excited. Thank you for coming. T,
See, my name is T. Terrell, and I am the proud owner of Adrenaline HQ Travel. And I create adventures for professional women who want to find their travel tribe and jet set around the world. And I love doing that too. Adventure is like my number one focus.
awesome, awesome.
That
We're
is
going to post
fabulous.
information also before we end this. So those of you who are watching on Facebook Live, we will have their information posted on Facebook, and we're going to post it on our screen as well. So if you have questions, please let us know your questions. Chantel, you want to start for us today?
Yes, ma'am. Hold on. So tell me, what are the travel policies regarding COVID? Since COVID is here, what do we need to know about land and air travel?
So, what you need to know, every airline, every supplier has different policies when it comes to COVID. So you should definitely check with your specific carrier who you're traveling with regarding their policies for COVID. Um, Going into that, you should also purchase travel insurance because
That
travel
was
insurance is definitely going to save you a lot of time and headache should anything happen. So I also want to mention that travel insurance does not protect you from COVID. So you can't buy the travel insurance and then turn around and say, I don't want to travel because I'm scared that I might catch COVID.
okay.
It's not for that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that was one of my questions about should I get travel insurance.
Mhm.
All right. So
Yes,
what?
you should travel
Okay.
insurance.
What are the advantages of booking a trip with a travel agent? Why should we go and book the trip with a travel agent versus booking it on our own?
I would like to answer that. I can be first.
Okay.
Yeah, I would definitely say booking with a travel agent comes with advantages. If you find the right one, of course they can build your itinerary. So
Right.
when you before you even start traveling, then everything as far as dealing with your excursions
Mm-hmm.
is already pre-booked. You can
Okay.
also its advantage as far as they can be a call away versus waiting on Hotwire or Booking.com. Just basically just waiting for somebody just to pick up. Your travel agent will actually be accessible at least 24 hours. While you're on the trip. It's the convenience of having someone there, and then
Okay.
knowing you can easily call and pick up the phone.
Okay. All right. So,
Yeah. And it's also about personalizing the trip for your specific client, because anybody can book a trip. You know, everybody books trips. So it's also about getting to know your client, listening to their wants and their needs, what they want to experience, and providing them with hotels or resorts that meet those experiences. So we also have knowledge of, like I said, the different hotels and resorts and the different experiences available to you so that we can personalize your trip and make it enjoyable. And we also can sometimes offer perks that you may not be able to get on your own.
Okay.
And like Tamisha said, you know, being there for you every step of the way, we're your advocates, you know, so you don't have to sit on the phone for 5 hours, 10 hours, you know, waiting to reach someone, you know, where we give that personal connection.
Okay. Okay. Charlene?
Well, I was just going to ask one of the questions, what is so rewarding before we dive into all the good, juicy stuff? What is rewarding about being a travel agent? Because, you know, here's the good thing. When we finish up this broadcast today, we are going to be on YouTube and someone may watch it and say, you know what, I want to be a travel agent. I want to do that. So what makes it one so enjoyable and how do you get involved in doing that?
I
You
would
wanna go
say that
first?
as far as for me, I would say is building a relationship, you know, with your clients. And then on top of that, you know, as you're building a relationship with your clients, you know, helping them create happy, everlasting memories that will basically last a lifetime. You know, it's very rewarding to me to, you know, get a phone call, you know, from my clients during their trip or even after their trip, just to show me like the experiences that they, you know, are having or did have. Because it's just like I'm actually there, and so then I'm ready to turn around and book a trip with them as soon as they come back. So that's very rewarding for me.
And how did you get involved? How did you decide to do this? Like what prompted that?
It's okay. It's really for the love of travel. I've been actually booking travel for my family, family and friends. I would probably say maybe in my teens. It's all about maybe 16, 17.
Okay.
And then just taking that first trip with my spouse, which now we're at that time we were just boyfriend and girlfriends, but now we're husband and wife. So we both love to travel. And just having that experience and just being able to enmesh ourselves into a different environment, a different culture. Because, you know, once you're inside your comfort zone, and if you're stuck in there, you will not be able to fulfill yourself as far as, you know, seeing what another, you know, place is about. Or if it's, you know, to a different country, you know, an island, it's very, I don't know, it's just nice.
Let me tell you this. I used to work with Tamisha, okay?
Okay.
And if I'm lying, Tamisha must have went out of town every other month. Okay, she was going somewhere. If it wasn't Hawaii, it was Las Vegas. I said this girl must be rich. I'm working at the wrong job. Obviously, knows something that I don't. Tamisha always travels.
Well, that
Trust
shows
me,
that it's
you
a
would
good
definitely make time for things that
agent
you
travel.
love.
And she loves to travel.
Mhm.
Definitely,
T, what about you?
definitely.
So what makes it so enjoyable for you and how did you get started?
I Well, what makes it so enjoyable for me is introducing people to new experiences. Like I said, like I'm into adventure travel, and people always think that, you know, adventure travel is like jumping out of a plane or, you know, doing crazy stuff like that. But it's more than that. So I enjoy, you know, presenting something to a client. Even though I've heard what they said, I'm giving them what they said, but in addition, I'm trying to introduce them to a new experience. And most of the time, they take it and they enjoy it. And that's like one of the main parts that I love about doing it, just introducing people to new experiences, getting them out of their comfort zone. And like that's the biggest thing, the biggest thing for me. In addition to building a relationship with them, building that trust and having them, excuse me, having them, trust that I'm going to give them the best adventure or the best experience that I can give them. I'm not just going to, take their money and just book them on anything. So just building those relationships and getting to try new experiences. And I got introduced, got into it because I was looking for a part-time gig. And when I spoke to one of my friends, she was already a travel agent. So she got me into her agency, and I've since left that, but that's how I got into it. I got into it through a friend who was already a travel agent. But it came after I had went on my first cruise a couple of years ago. And I love cruising, love cruising. So I was like, how can I get other people to do this? Like, I got to tell other people, and especially because my family, they don't really travel a lot. So I was like, let me show them. And I've since gotten my brother to go on a cruise, and he loves it now. So I told my travel agent friend about it. That's how I got into it, through another friend.
So when you say these, what did you call it? When people come out of their comfort zone, what do you help them do again? What
Tamisha,
kind
I
of
think she's
travel?
talking to you.
I just,
Oh,
I'm
oh,
sorry.
go ahead, T.
What did you say?
are you talking to me?
Yes.
Okay.
What kind of travel do you do again?
Adventure travel, but
Adventure
it's
travel.
not
Okay,
just
that's what I was going to
adventure
ask. So,
focused, but
did
yeah.
someone
Hmm.
tell you they want to have a specific adventure, or do they tell you how do you create that criteria?
So it's just by talking to them. They contact me, let me know that they want to go on a trip. I get on the phone with them, or I get on the Zoom with them, and we talk about what kind of trip they're looking for, what kind of experiences they want to have, what experiences they've had in the past, and things that, they may think they want to try, and things that are like a no-no. So just by talking to them, getting to know their past trip experiences and where they want to go, in the future with those experiences, whether it be food experiences or jumping out of a plane, or because adventure is just not, jumping out of a plane. It can be a food experience,
Yeah.
you can try different food. Hmm. So, and it's also about culture, learning new cultures, going to places that you may not have thought of going. So it's just all about getting you out of your comfort zone.
Okay, that
What?
sounds really good.
I
Yes.
have one question.
Expand your horizons, be in that,
Zen, please.
drive for adventure or whatever it is.
I think I have one foot in the adventure mode and one foot that says, you better stay on ground, girl. That's my problem. So I'm hearing you and I'm like, okay,
Okay.
I may look you up on that.
So we can keep you on the ground. You can still be on the ground, but you can still do
I'm
some,
so picky.
maybe you're not zip lining.
I want a zip
Maybe
line.
do some ATV or
That was good at telling me that to come out of my
I
comfort.
want a zip line, and I want to go
see.
parasailing. I would love to do that.
Mm-hmm. And
My
then
I have one question before we talk about that parasailing, because I told Tamisha I want to go to Dubai. Didn't I tell you that, Tamisha?
yes.
2025. I'm planning my trip to Dubai. It's my
Nice.
50th birthday party. So,
Oh, nice.
but how do y'all get clients? Are the clients provided to y'all? Do y'all have to go out and find clients?
So that's That's the thing. So being a travel agent isn't easy as it looks. It's not just about booking trips because, I got into it because of course I love to travel, but I thought it would be an easy thing. Everybody wants to travel, so it's going to be easy for me to book trips, but that is not the case. So you do have to find your own clients, and sometimes they're your friends, sometimes they're your family. People give you referrals. You might tell your friend that you want to go to Dubai, and she'll say, oh, hey, I know Tamisha, she's a travel agent. You can talk to her. So we do have to get our own clients. Sometimes we can venture with business partners, with other travel agents, or we can work with influencers, and they have their own clientele where they would bring their clientele to trips, and we would create the trip for them, but they would be taking their people on the trip. So there are different ways that we get our clients, but most of the time, like, the clients aren't provided to us.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, because it can be like from travel shows, bridal shows,
Mhm.
those vendor events. So it can be like what T was saying, a variety of different ways. But of course, like I said, it's not easy. The number one thing I would
Yeah.
say that probably a lot of travel agents will probably try to do is provide one excellent customer service. That way, they can let somebody know, how wonderful you are and what type of service that you did provide. So
Okay. All right. So where would you suggest someone to go? The first place for someone to go since the world has opened back up.
Tamisha?
I don't know. I think it all depends on what type of experience that you may want. But I would say probably my number one destination, of course, Chantel, it will
Hawaii.
be, yes, because I would definitely say, like I said, it's various islands, and so different experiences on each one. Yes, it is expensive, even though it's a U.S. destination. It's still expensive, but I would definitely say Hawaii.
Okay.
Why is Hawaii so expensive?
I don't really know exactly why it's so expensive, but at the same time, one, I guess because it's on an island, and then on top of that, just probably important goods and things like that to the island. But the food, it can probably, like I said, be double there than it is here. So just expect to spend some money, but
Now,
it's well worth it. It's well worth it.
How far in advance do you need to book a trip to Hawaii? Since you say, how far in advance do you suggest booking a trip to Hawaii? Since you say it's so expensive.
Well, my personal opinion, I would probably say about maybe 6 to 12 months out, give or take. One, it gives you time to actually plan your trip. To as far as a payment plan, if need be. And then that way, about time, you get ready to, leave and depart. Everything will be, well taken care of, and not trying to find those extra funds to pay for, certain things. So that's so.
Okay.
T, you mentioned about cruises. I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? I went on a cruise. It was nice. It was nice. But I don't think we were on the right cruise.
Yes.
I'm not gonna bash the cruise line because I think they did a wonderful job and it was nice, but
Sorry, somebody's calling me.
oh, no problem. It just wasn't the best for me. I've been on other vacations, and that cruise, my husband, Andre, on the other hand, he loved it. He loved being out there. I mean, he loves cruise. But me, I'm like, So
What
someone
did you
said,
not like about it?
what? What'd you say?
What did you not like about it?
The children.
Oh, okay.
You can imagine which cruise I went on. It was a lot of children.
Okay.
A lot of children. A
Okay.
lot of children.
I got it.
And I mean, it's not that I don't like children, it's just they
Okay.
run around places,
Mhm.
run around.
Mhm.
So even when you go to the pool, they're running around. When you go to the food
Yeah.
court, they're running around, you know. The only
Mhm.
time it seemed to be no children was in the evenings at the adult functions.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I don't think it should be limited to that. I think you should be, so it was a suggestion made that I go on a different liner of for the cruise.
Mhm.
And because I'm not cruise savvy,
Yeah.
what would you like, I'm like, Chantel, what would you do to do that? How would you look for that? Or what would you tell the travel agent that you're wanting? If I wanted,
Exactly what you just told me.
oh, okay,
Exactly what you just told me.
okay.
Your experience and what you did not like. So the cruises, different, well, mostly all of the cruise lines and most of the ships, they do have adult only spaces.
Mhm.
As Virgin Cruises, now that's adult only. So that would be a cruise line that I would suggest to you because that's only for adults.
Well,
But
what's the cruise line again? I didn't hear.
Virgin
Oh,
Cruise
okay.
Lines.
Okay.
Mhm. And it's
And
a
where do they
newer
port out
cruise
of?
line. They were supposed to launch during the pandemic, but you saw how that went. But yeah, they are a totally adult driven cruise line. So you won't see any kids on there.
Mm.
And
Do they
then
port out of Florida?
some they do have some ports out of Florida. Some cruise lines, some cruises out of Florida. So you would just have to go on their website and see what they're offering out of
Once I
Florida.
book a travel agent, then I won't have to do that, right?
Mhm.
Exactly.
Okay.
We do all that for you.
Okay. I want to
But
throw that little plug in there for y'all. We don't have to do all of that if we get a travel agent.
yeah.
We don't have to worry about
And
trying to.
then also, like with Norwegian cruise line, they do allow children, but they also have a spot on their ships, which is called like the Haven. And that's like a all adult thing. Children are allowed there, but you have your own special areas where only Haven guests are allowed, and a lot of them, yes. So depending on the cruise line, they definitely do have those adult only options, even though children may be on.
Okay, that sounds.
So that's definitely an option. Hmm.
I like
And they
it.
do have like adult pools around the cruise ship. So there are some ways to get away from the children.
Yeah, I guess because
Yeah.
I'm on the older end now, and I just,
Hmm.
I would like to go on trips and not
I get it. Yeah.
7 days. You're out there for a long
Yeah.
time, and
Hmm.
the running and the banging on walls at night. Oh my, they
Yeah.
were
Oh.
running around. Ooh.
Yeah.
Parents were leaving them in the rooms. I didn't get that. So, but it's neither here nor there. It was an experience.
Mhm. I get it. So, but there are options out there for you. There's
Okay.
definitely options out there for you. So, like I say, your travel agent will know those options and should be able to present, you know, uh, um, something that's suitable for you.
Excellent. Well, let me ask another question about the
Mhm.
pandemic. Coming out of this, in terms of being vaccinated, I heard on the news that in Texas, um, Governor Abbott had banned Carnival for saying that they have to have verification that you've been vaccinated. What are some of the protocols that are going on now for cruises in general regarding vaccinations and safety because we're talking large crowds.
Yeah.
Just to add to that, this morning I was coming down Lamar Street in Arlington, and Hurricane Harbor had lines around the corner and just lines of people. So I know there's thousands of people in that park today. So
Yeah.
going on these cruises or even going to an airport, just whatever.
Mhm.
What are some of the protocols around travel in itself?
So the cruise lines are requiring everyone to be vaccinated. I know Disney, they're requiring everyone to be vaccinated on their Alaska cruises, but other cruises are optional.
Okay.
For the most part, you do have to be vaccinated for all cruises. And some of the protocols that they're taking is some of them are, they're not offering the buffet type of thing, you know, like you would be able to go and get your own food. So they are having people there to serve you. I know that Norwegian, they've always practiced when you come into their dining rooms, when you come back from trips, they always have people there with the hand sanitizers and things for you to wipe your hands and stuff like that. You're required to wear your mask on board and in public areas unless you're eating.
Mhm.
And they're basically increasing the cleaning protocols, cleaning more often. And what else are they doing? Tamisha, do you know of any thing else? I know they also, some places and resorts they're sanitizing bags before you know, when you come into the resort, they're sanitizing your bags and everything. They're limiting room service.
Okay.
They're limiting, they're increasing the room service, but they're limiting the amount of times that they're coming into your room to clean your room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so those are some of the things that they're trying to do to decrease the chances of COVID.
Okay, that's good to know. Tamisha,
Mhm.
what's your feedback on this?
I think she covered a lot of it already.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have anything else to add to that.
What about the airports?
Airport mask, you still have to wear your mask.
And that's
When
until
you,
September.
yeah, still have to wear your mask in public areas. They say that you have to wear your mask while you're in flight, but you know, I've seen people without their mask, so I don't even want to speak to that. But just practicing those protocols, wearing your mask in public spaces, reducing, having a 6 feet worth of distance between each other, washing your hands constantly. Those are the things that the airports are implementing. And also like early check-in for your flights, which they have been doing before, but they're definitely wanting you to check in early for your flight.
So anything about trains or buses? I know there are some people who still take buses and Greyhounds. I'm not sure what the other age is.
That I can't really speak to. I really don't know much about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I know on the CDC website, they, do have certain recommendations on there. And so a lot of the transportation things they are requiring for the mask to, still be on if you're doing the public transportation.
Okay. So if a person wanted to start out setting a travel plan, whether it was via bus, train, plane, they could go to the CDC website and see travel regulations throughout the United States.
Yeah, that's one website, and then what was the other website, T? I know you had mentioned it to me earlier.
Travelstate.gov, and that has international travel requirements and US travel requirements. And of course, you want to check with the specific state that you're traveling to what their requirements are.
Hmm.
Yes, and then the World Health Organization website as well. And then another good point is that like if you're planning on going to, like say, Mexico, I would definitely, either follow the governor's, if that's a Facebook page, or even logging in onto, their web page for the state or the country. I would definitely do that. So then that way you can, be up to date on it.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. So as a travel agent, do you guys provide that information to your clients about when you're looking for a trip? Do you provide that information?
Yes, we definitely do. We definitely try to give you, all your everything, what documents you need to travel to the specific place. If you need any shots, if you need to fill out a healthcare traveler form, which is what a lot of countries are asking you to do now.
Mhm.
So, we provide that service for you. We do it every day. So we're supposed to know all of these things, and so that you don't get to the airport or you don't have any unexpected things happening on your trip. We're there to avoid that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I have one question.
Okay.
It popped into my head. All right. So is it more expensive to book with a travel agent? And how do y'all get compensated financially?
So
Go ahead.
it is not more expensive to book with a travel agent. There are travel agents who charge fees.
Mhm.
Some of us do charge fees, and we do get compensated from the supplier that we use, whoever we
Okay.
use to book your trip. We don't get compensated until after you travel. So if you book a trip for 2022, we don't get paid for that trip until, say you booked it for June of 2022. We won't get compensated from the supplier until July or August of 2022.
What?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't like that.
So,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, that's how we get compensated from the supplier. And that's why a lot of travel agents charge fees,
That makes sense.
to kind of offset that. And also, we charge those fees because we are providing more of a service to you,
Mhm.
than, just your online booking agents. We are there for you from the time you book your trip until the time that you come back. So that's how we get compensated, through our fees and through commission from the suppliers that we use.
Okay. How far in advance should I book my trip to Dubai?
So you want definitely, I would say a year in advance.
Okay.
A year in advance,
I'm excited.
because you want to have those experiences,
Uh-huh.
and you want to definitely. I know you want to have like a birthday party in Dubai,
Yes, I
so
do.
you gotta you gotta look ahead, so we can get the venue for you to have that birthday party, for us to plan those special experiences for you, and so that it can be more affordable for you
Okay.
and your guests. Your payment plan, we also offer payment plans
Okay.
for your trips.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I would say a year in advance, basically,
Okay.
for any trip you're booking, a year, if you have a year, a year in
Okay.
advance.
Okay. That sounds good.
So if it's a year in advance, right? So say, because you want to go 2025, right, Chantel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is 2021, but some people have to get their coins together. early than 2024. So could they speak to the travel agent? And I know prices will vary from year to year,
Mhm.
but to give them a ballpark, could you do that and then help them to plan to get there to 2024?
We can do that to help her to get to 2024. Right
2025.
now,
No,
Well,
but you
oh,
need to book it in advance.
okay.
Oh, I know,
2025
but
might be 2025 might be too far ahead,
it is.
but 2022, when that comes around, you can
Mhm.
definitely speak with a travel agent to help you start planning that, because
For 20
now there are trips that's some suppliers have trips out for 2023.
Okay.
Although airfare is included in that yet, because the pricing is not out, but you can
Right.
add the airfare. So, but you can definitely speak with a travel agent to secure the hotel,
Yes.
secure the venue for the party, and the different little things that you want to do, and start planning.
Okay.
You could definitely speak with an agent to do that.
This is very good.
It is.
All my thoughts are racing. I just don't want to put all my business out there yet, but my thoughts are racing. I got a trip in like ready to go.
You do?
I do. I have a trip. I mean, when Chantel
Okay.
was 50th, I said, "Oh, girl, I didn't think about her."
Yeah,
So
that's a milestone birthday.
Mhm.
I didn't think about
Mhm.
that. So I got to do
Yes.
something. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Hmm?
got a bunch of questions. Uh, um, what are some of, well, I'm going to ask this question because we have some questions, and what was about family and family friendly, but I don't want to talk about family friendly. I want to talk
Well,
about,
I
my
want to know
daughter's
about
grown,
family
so I don't have
friendly.
any,
So I'll ask that question. Go ahead.
I don't have out of six. So my question is, what are some of the resorts right now are probably the most attractive for couples? Or better yet, what if I want to take a girls trip or my husband might want to take a dude trip? And what are some of the resorts that are the most friendly and applicable right now?
The Hyatt.
I would say Breathless Resorts.
What
That
did you say?
brand, is the
Breathless.
Breathless Resorts.
Breathless.
Yeah.
What is that?
Mm-hmm. So that
It took
so
me
that
away.
resort.
Breathless Resorts.
Mm-hmm. So that's good for girls trip, guys trip. We like the party atmosphere.
Okay.
The Hyatt.
For a couple trip, I would say like Secrets Resort.
Yeah, Secrets is good. And
Sandals.
Jamaica. Yeah.
I've
Mhm.
been to Sandals. I
Or
love
Sandals.
Sandals.
Sandals is nice.
Mhm.
I've been to Sandals.
Yeah. And what else did you say?
Hyatt.
Oh, for family.
Hyatt. What about Hyatt?
Hyatt
Okay.
Ziva. That's in Cancun.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Hyatt
Mhm.
Diva.
Ziva.
Ziva. Hyatt.
Ziva.
And that's for families?
See, we're not on families yet.
Oh,
Not
okay. I'm sorry.
okay. This is the adult section now.
Okay, okay.
I'll let you talk about families in a minute.
Okay.
But you're part of the adult crew too. So
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
Okay.
You have
Hyatt
Temptation.
Ziva. Okay.
Ziva.
So
Temptations.
where?
Temptations.
Oh, I
Temptation.
heard about that.
Mm-hmm. And of course, hedonism. Everybody knows about hedo.
Okay. Tamisha said, Well, what's that for?
No hedo.
Well,
You
what
don't have
about
to
the
be Muslim if you
Temptations?
don't
What about
want
the Temptations, T?
to. Temptations. I like Temptations.
Tell us more.
Yeah, tell
Uh-oh.
us
No,
more. I never heard about
Are you missing something about the Temptations?
Did she get married there or
oh
something?
well. So then you
What did you say?
what? The clothing line and all that stuff.
Oh, it's a nudist beach and stuff?
They have some, yeah. They have a
Oh,
resort.
Lord, I don't know if I'll be going there. 'Cause
Oh, my.
No, that's on one side, but you don't have to go on
Okay.
like that part of the resort. But
Let's be
there's
honest.
definitely something out there for
Like that.
everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not
Mhm.
with that, but there are some people who
Uh-huh.
would like, I mean, it's different. Oh,
I
wow.
see why they call it Temptations. Okay.
Well, I mean, some people like the free of the earth. They don't like so
Yeah.
much, it's not a erotic site type site. It's just the fact they like to have one with nature, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's not so
definitely.
much eroticism, it's just more
Mhm.
just being one with
Mhm.
nature, and they feel free to do it. My
Yeah.
guts ain't there yet, so
Yeah,
be there,
Mine is-
but
I don't want to be free like
I
that.
do respect the fact, we're not gonna dismiss that. We are,
Mhm.
here, all of that. So if Temptations offers that, okay, that's different.
Yeah.
So Hyatt has, you said it has something in Cancun? Is that what you said to me? Yeah, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Okay, and so it's, so Hyatt Ziva, I know I keep going back to this. Because I have what do you call those things?
Oh,
Not, you know how when you have
timeshare,
a membership thing, I have one of those.
timeshare, or
Yeah,
something
well,
like
not
that.
timeshare. I
Okay.
have just the membership. I
The
get discounts
vacation
when I go
club.
to Hyatt. So does that stuff apply to that?
Oh, okay. That's what you mean.
Those
Yes,
just
you can use your points. Uh-huh.
points. That's what I got.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All
Mhm.
right. All right.
And for the kid friendly, you can do the Hyatt Zalara, Chantel.
Hyatt Zilar for kid
So
Uh-huh.
friendly.
Laura, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
also in Cancun as well.
Okay. Well, that sounds cool. That sounds cool.
Mhm.
Are there anything else besides, you mentioned all the good ones, because I've been to Sandals, I've been
Mhm.
to St. Lucia, and I've been to Bahamas, and they were awesome. I was supposed to go to another resort, but it got closed because of rain a few years ago. So I ended up in
Okay.
the Bahamas, and they're very nice people. Very nice resort, very clean. I really liked it. So it was nice. So I do recommend Sandals. And I
Yeah, I
love
like.
all inclusive. I'm giving y'all a tidbit. So when I call y'all,
Mhm.
one of y'all know I love all inclusive.
Me
I
too.
Cool.
so I don't have to pay any extra money. I love it, love it, love it. Chantel, you want to go ahead and
So-
talk about family friendlies?
Yes, what are some more family friendly? I know about cruises because we have a cruise book next year. Going to Belize. So I know family
Mhm.
friendly cruises, but what are some resorts that are family friendly besides Hyatt, Solara, and Cancun?
I
I'm
like
gonna
the palette. Sorry, go ahead, Tanisha.
Okay, I'm gonna stay more locally, like in Texas. I know everybody didn't heard of Great Wolf Lodge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but there is a new resort and it's called Kalahari.
Yeah, I saw you were there
And that,
a couple of weeks ago.
yes, that is in Round Rock, Texas. There's 3 other locations as well. That's in the U.S. But the one that, like I said, that I personally went to is Round Rock. The one that's in Round Rock.
Mhm.
It is very nice. It's African themed.
Okay.
And they have a bit, well, everything basically in this one resort.
Oh,
So if
wow.
you have small children, from 2 years old, 3 years old, up until I don't know, age 17, or even if you're going with an elder, like relatives who's elderly,
Mhm.
it's something for everybody.
Okay.
They, as far as even in the water park area, they have different types of areas for different age groups. So like if you're talking about like the what is it called, the what is it, oh my god, what is it called, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's kind of like I wouldn't say, well, they have the wave pool. They, of course,
Mhm.
they have that.
You're talking about the
Flow rider?
what is it? You talking about that other pool, huh?
The lazy river?
Yes.
Yes, it's kind of like that. Yes, but they have one for the, like I said, the smaller kids too. So with the life jackets and everything else, and it's just everything is just catered from, for different age groups.
Oh,
Even from the game rooms, the arcades, they have little small machines there. They have rock climbing, laser tag. I mean, everything there. And so that is my number one spot. I would definitely say that's kid friendly, that's somewhere locally, close to Dallas Fort Worth area.
okay. It looked nice when you had, you were telling it to Tamisha somewhere all the time.
Yes, it's nice. And then I called the arcade, basically, it's kind of like a Las Vegas, but on steroids, but it's just like a whole bunch of the game room area is just lit up with just all these different lights. And so when you're coming down, like if you're leaving from the main area from the lobby, and you're going down the elevators to get to the arcade, it's like you're just in complete just awe, and you're like, oh wow. And it's nice. You just have to go. You just have to go.
All right, well, we'll book something soon.
So, okay, going back to family, because when you said about, all ages, I thought about it, I would like in Texas, is there a place to go that seniors are able to get around and they can accommodate seniors?
Now, I don't know. You got me on that one. T, do you know?
Because I was just thinking, my
Yeah,
mother
that's a
doesn't
good question.
travel, but I would like to go to a place that we all could have fun, but take her to,
No, we don't know, but we definitely have the contacts to find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so we could definitely find that out for you.
And if we could just drive there, that would be even nicer. I love Austin, and we've been to Austin a few times. And my problem with Austin, I just never know where to go besides looking up on Google to find something. So it would be really good to do a local trip. My daughter, a few years ago, they went for a bridal shower. They set up a bridal shower. How they found this house, I don't know, but they set up a house. They got a house with her friend. And it was a bunch of them that went out in Austin. It was over some water. She was showing me pictures and stuff. They had the bridal shower. They did a whole weekend excursion in Austin. And I said, wow, that is something I wouldn't mind taking my mother along so that she could have the experience of, because she doesn't fly anymore. So just the experience that she could go to the pool, be safe, feel safe, not like a lot of people around, but still we could drive there. So could you guys arrange a trip like that?
I'm sure they could.
Definitely. Cool. We can do self-drive vacations.
Okay.
The lady I'm in Mary Kay with, she took her mom and her sisters to Austin, and they were in a house overlooking Lake Travis, and it was so pretty.
Right, and that's what yeah. And she was saying,
and I don't know how they found that house.
Yeah, it's beautiful there. So, so I'm gonna put that on the list too. All right.
What days of the week? What days of the week are the least expensive for traveling or touring?
So during the week is usually less expensive. Weekends are usually more expensive. That's all I can give you for that. Because that's it's depending on what time of the year you're going, if they're having if it's a holiday that you're planning around. So the general thing is usually during the weekday is usually a little cheaper than the weekends.
Okay.
Or
Okay,
even when kids are in school.
yeah, that's true too. All right, and if,
But
go ahead.
on that cruise, it was in October. And I think that's what threw me off because I said, okay,
Mhm.
there should be no kids. All the kids in school in October, right?
Yeah,
People pull their kids
people
out of
got the homeschool kids.
and I said,
No, but there's some people who take their kids out of school to, go on a vacation for a few days. So, that could have been the case. But yeah, generally when kids are in school, that would be the best time to go on a vacation if you don't want to see a lot of them.
Mhm.
well, that I looked it up on Google and that's what I found out when I got there.
Mhm.
Why the
Yeah.
kids like, don't they know this is school time, but you're right. What about getaways during holiday seasons like Christmas and what are your suggestions about that?
So for those, I would definitely plan ahead of time because those are holidays and holidays are usually more expensive to travel.
Oh,
So um, so you would plan ahead of time for that. So you can get a good deal on your hotel and your flights, and your excursions. You can plan those out ahead of time. So I would say if you can plan out maybe 6 months ahead, it doesn't have do everything that you want to do. So you can finish paying for your vacation. So when you go on your vacation, all you need to bring with you is spending money. Everything is taken care of and you can really enjoy it.
if we wanted to do a local excursion and this because I'm not really familiar with all of the events in Texas. They have a lot of stuff going on. I'm still trying to learn Texas. Um, could you use a travel agent to kind of accommodate the people traveling in and all the events that happen when the people travel in? Could you do that?
Yes. hmm So, you would want that travel agent to know about Texas, preferably live in Texas because they would know, all the spots and all the experiences that's available to you. But yes, a travel agent can plan the trip for you, maybe charter a bus or have people fly in. They could coordinate that experience for you, definitely.
That's excellent. That's excellent. I think I'm going to be calling one of y'all because next April, sure that we can set this up.
Tamisha. She
Huh?
lives in Texas.
Oh, where do you live?
Tamisha.
Where do you
I'm
live?
in New York.
Oh, you live
I'm
in
in
New
New
York
York.
now. Okay, I thought you were
Yep.
living here. I thought you were a transplant. I'm a transplant.
No.
So yeah, I live here now in Texas. Okay,
Yeah,
awesome. Too. Have you lived in New York all your life?
I have.
Okay, okay. Because I had to. I lived there for 40 years. So,
Oh.
and so what people always ask me, they call me with crazy questions. Like, could you tell me where the best is? I said, I've been here for 16. So that tells you something.
Yeah.
What's going on. So,
hmm
but that's good to know that you're available because I know you guys do world travel, but it's also good for destinations as well. So it's good to know that you're both here. Okay, so
Yeah.
cool. Tamisha, I'm gonna direct this question to you because you live here. I know they have several events that go on at the Gaylord, since you brought up Great Wolf Lodge. They have several events that go on at the Gaylord. could someone set up a destination trip that was geared towards kind of going, you know, from the Gaylord, and you could hook all of that up? Could you do that?
Yes, we can. Yeah, we have the ability to do that as well. Like
And
T was saying, you know, we basically, you know, help curate. And so if it's something, you know, same thing you can do, you know, here in Texas, and, you know, same thing you can do like going to Cancun or to Dubai. So, you know, just don't eliminate the domestic trips, you know, here in the US. I know a
right,
lot of people are trying to go, you know, internationally, but at the same time, you know, US has a lot to offer as well.
and that's why I was asking, because I think sometimes for myself, who likes to travel, prior to the pandemic, I always found it very difficult to gather up all the events. Like, I want to see all this, but I found myself running out of time because I didn't plan it well, because I don't know how to do that. But I do like, when I go, I like to do a lot of things.
You like to be active. Okay.
Yeah, I like to do a lot of things. Even going the Sandals, I would go on boatings. We went on boat outings. We did things off not the island, off the resort. We did some things.
Yeah.
And I had desires to do more, but I didn't know how to connect them. And I think that having a travel agent would be excellent. I'm definitely going to take
Yeah,
it.
we'll definitely connect those dots for you.
I'm
Get
sorry.
you I said we can definitely connect those dots for you.
Yeah.
Like, give you the experiences that you want, where it's everything that you want, but it's not too much. You know, where you don't need a vacation after your vacation, unless you want it to be like that.
Yeah. Okay. Chantel?
I was having technical issues, but I'm back now. This has been very informative. So I think I'll be booking with a travel agent.
Me too.
What travel documents do we need for land, water, and international?
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, you need your passport for international. For land, you can use your birth certificate, and an ID. I also want to say, for international, depending on where you're going, you might also need a visa. So you need to, you know, check with the country that you're going to see if you need a visa. In addition to the travel healthcare forms, a lot of the countries now are requiring you to go online and fill out a form that you'll have to print out and bring with you. So your passport, visa, your travel health form, if it's required. What else, Misha? Am I forgetting?
Definitely don't want to, like I said, a lot of places now are requiring you to do the COVID testing, which is between no more than 72 hours before you leave. Like domestically, you know, you don't have to turn around and do that, but as far as internationally, they're requiring, like, before you leave from that international destination, is requiring a test to be, you know, conducted before you come into the United States.
So even if you've been vaccinated, do you still have to get tested?
Some of them are, yes, they're having you to do that as well.
For the most part, yes, you still have to get vaccinated.
Okay.
Tested, sorry.
Do you have to be vaccinated to travel to like Mexico or Cabo, or just have to get tested once you get there?
Tested.
No, you don't. Yeah, you have to just get tested.
Okay.
Once you leave to come back to the States.
Okay.
You do it when you exit and when you come back?
No, for
No.
Mexico, you don't need to take a test to go. When you're coming back to the US, you'll need to take that test 3 days before you come back to the US, but you don't need to take the test before you go.
Okay.
Okay.
I allowed my passport to expire during the COVID. It was due to expire April of 2020. And because I didn't know what was going on, I just said, I wasn't going to renew it at that time. Do I have to go through the whole process again since it expired in April of 2020?
No, you should not have to go through the whole process. I know at one point they were allowing people to travel with expired passports, but that information is changing all day. So I would have to get back to you on that. But you shouldn't have to go through the whole process again. You should just be able to just renew it.
Okay. Because when I asked them, they were saying that they didn't know, and they understood, but they didn't have anything set up at the time back then, because they didn't know when we were going to end this pandemic. So they were like,
Yeah,
wait, just keep
the rules
looking.
are changing every day. That's the thing. So like we try to stay on top of it, but like I said, I know they were allowing travelers to travel with expired passports. That could have changed by now, but like I said, I'll get back to you on that one.
Okay. We talked a lot really about external travel. And I heard Tamisha say, we shouldn't forget domestic travel. What are some of the places in our great USA that you guys would recommend would be great places, whether they're for family, whether they're for couples, whoever? What would be your recommendations?
I would say Las Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas.
And I like Puerto Rico.
Las Vegas. What about Las Vegas is so good?
As far as Las Vegas, it has different things, like I said, for everyone. From casinos to shows, pool parties, zip lining. It's just, I don't know, it's just a lot of different things. It's a lot of different things. And I would definitely recommend, if you're not going to book through a travel agent, to make sure that you are either searching whatever you need to search in order to plan your itinerary ahead of time, because what you'll end up doing is walking around eating, going to different hotels, and going in and out, maybe doing casinos and things like that. But other than that, it'll be majority of the time walking, because you don't have anything planned out.
Walking the strip, yeah. And also keep in mind too, when you book Las Vegas, you'll have to pay a resort fee. So when you arrive there, you'll have to pay a resort fee, once you leave. And I noticed, some people aren't aware of that there's like this additional fee once you get there. So keep that in mind when you're booking Vegas.
You are so right, because I've been to Vegas times, and I didn't. Also, the first time I went, we did what she just said. Tamisha just said, we walked around a lot, because there was nothing planned, just walking around aimlessly, nothing, nowhere to go, no destination. Next time I will have a destination. It's a great place. And I really asked the question, why did you think it was so good? Because I've been there, I've enjoyed it. When I went, I stayed at the Bellagio, and it was, I have a bag fetish. I love pocketbooks. And so they have a pocketbook strip. Oh my God, in the Bellagio. So my husband was like, I just want to cruise through this thing. It was beautiful. I loved it. And you end up also hotel jumping, hopping. From hotel to hotel.
A lot of the hotels have things in them. A lot of them have attractions in them too that you want to see. So, yeah.
Yeah, we went to Caesars, and they had that. I know it was for kids, but I enjoyed it. Atlantis. It was in the back. Yeah, it was awesome. So my husband was like, "Are you enjoying this?" I was like, "Yes, this is good." So I think I enjoyed it more than the kids did. But it was nice.
Yeah, it's definitely enjoyable. You don't have to just gamble when you go to Vegas. There's lots of stuff to do.
There's some, and shows, we went to all sorts of
Yeah.
shows. So, so that's definitely a good trip. Is there any place else in the United States that you guys would recommend?
I like Hawaii. Like she said, it's expensive, but it's worth it. And also there too, you may have some resort fees that you may have to pay. They're kind of like Vegas as well. But there's so many islands over there to enjoy. So I would say Hawaii, Puerto Rico is nice.
I've never been to Puerto Rico. I was supposed to go to Puerto Rico last September, but COVID happened, so my cruise got canceled. So I'm still a little bit upset about that, but I'll get there one day.
Did you get a credit? Maybe
Yeah, I did.
Still go.
Okay.
You can go again.
I am.
What about some of the more, for those who are mountain people or people who like to
Hiking.
do ski trips, the winter, people who like the winter. I hate the winter, but I just want you to know, I don't, that's why I left. See, I left because it was too cold. It was too cold. So,
Yeah.
but there are people who are going to watch who are going to enjoy mountain trips or, what are your suggestions about those?
Well, I don't really do ski trips, but if someone came to me for ski trips, I would definitely recommend Colorado, of course. Also for hiking, Costa Rica for hiking. That's like in the rainforest. What else would I? Like I said, I don't do a lot of ski trips. Hiking, Peru. Peru is nice for hiking. You can always try to climb Machu Picchu. But there's definitely other places in Peru and that you can climb that's lower than Machu Picchu. That's all I can think of off the top of my head right now.
Okay.
Do you have anything?
Tamisha, anything locally besides, well, not just Texas, but some of the other states that may offer, because one of my places that I always wanted to go, but I've never been.
Vegas.
Where?
I said Vegas, the Grand Canyon, if you like hiking and stuff like that.
About doing that. And we've talked about going to South Dakota to the president's, but I think that's the only thing there, right? With the president.
I'm not sure. I don't.
Mount Rushmore?
Mount Rushmore, right. But I think that's the only thing there. I don't think there's any, it's a park. So I don't think it's, but I wanted to go, but nothing to connect. And that's one of the things I do. I know for me, I like to do is to go to those site places, but I like to connect places. I don't like to just go there and there's nothing else there. I want to go and connect. We have, actually, I am going to be going in 22 rather. We're going to California and we want to do the, what is it called?
Vineyard? You do wine tasting or anything like that?
We talked about doing that, and we talked about going down to San Diego, but we're going to drive. We're going to go to LA and then drive to San Diego and drive maybe to a vineyard. We talked about doing, I always wanted to go drive a car on one of those mountain things where it's nothing out there, but just to go around those bends. You see them on television. So I always
I'm gonna leave you to that by yourself.
Say it again.
I'm gonna leave you to do that by yourself. I'm going to California in less than 2 weeks. I'm going to San Francisco.
Really? I've been to San Francisco.
For my birthday.
It's cold there in the fall.
I'm sorry.
It's cold in San Francisco. It's not like LA. It's cold. I don't like cold weather, as you can see, right? I don't like cold weather. And I had enough snow in my lifetime. So
Yeah.
I like the warm weather. But San Francisco is nice. The Golden Gate Bridge is beautiful. I've been there.
Mm.
But again, I like the connecting trips, um, just to be able to have that whole ambiance. You know, there's someplace else that I would like to consider, and I don't know if you guys know about this. They talk about Charleston,
I've heard about them.
South
how
Carolina?
beautiful Charleston is, yeah. And I'm throwing all these places out. I haven't been to Charleston, but
Mhm.
I've heard
I've
that
heard about it too.
it's a beautiful place to do possibly a girls trip in Charleston. You heard me, Chantel, right?
Mhm.
In Charleston.
That's the second time you say girl trip. You know I'm always down for a girls trip.
I'm working on my nerve to travel because I haven't traveled since 2019. As soon as I went home and I went back to New York in 2019. And I was supposed
Okay.
to go someplace else, and I canceled my trip once the pandemic hit. So I haven't been anywhere. So I'm looking forward to some things. So I'm
Oh, yeah,
excited.
you have a list.
I
You
do,
have a
because
list.
every year, honestly, every year we're someplace
Mhm.
at least 3 times a year. We're someplace. Okay.
Okay.
And for 2 years, whew, I've been home. So
Mhm.
anywhere.
I
So
see you.
I have cabin fever right now. So I'm looking forward. And that's why I'm talking to y'all. I act like you should be writing questions, but I got all these questions. I'm interested. So when my cousins had asked me I think it was in 2019, we had talked about this. They wanted for us to plan a trip to New York, for me to plan a trip for them to New York, and for us, all of us to go. And it's funny because you can live in New York and not go places. I guess
I
that's
told you I wanted to
Yeah.
go to New York last year. Remember?
right. You
Mhm.
see, she's one of those people ask me
Yeah.
a lot of questions. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm from Long Island. I'm not from Manhattan. I'm from
Mhm.
Long Island. So when I go like a tourist now. I sure do. So
You do?
like a tourist when I go. But I'm from Long Island. I stay on Long Island when I go home. So I don't
Mhm.
stay in Manhattan. But I would like to eventually. So I promise you, ladies,
Mhm.
in touch with y'all because I am going to do something with my family going back home. But Tamisha, I'm going to get in touch with you probably a little
Mhm.
sooner because I want to do some things here in Texas. There's so much to do. You talked about Round Rock. You talked about there's a resort over, I think it's near Round Rock. There's a resort, a boating resort. A friend of mine went out there and she was telling me about it. I don't remember the name of it. And they have boating and all this other stuff, but it's considered a resort and it's in, I was gonna say Commerce, but I don't think that's Commerce. It's, man, I can't think of the name of it. Um, but as we finish up talking, I'll think of it. But I wanted to go there, and because it had a resort style without going outside of Texas. Okay, and then there's some other things that I recently found out about that they have gondola rides in Irving.
I didn't know that.
Yes, take gondola excursions in Irving. Am I correct, Tamisha?
Yeah, yeah. And then I think you can actually have it set up to where you can eat on the
Yes,
gondola ride as well.
I'm
Mhm.
telling. I've heard about these things. I haven't done them yet, but we gonna do it. We gonna do it. We gonna do
The
it.
Bouldering Resort is Holiday Inn Club Vacations Hill Country Resort. And it's in Canyon Lake, Texas. Canyon Lake, Texas.
No, that's not the place
I
I'm
don't think
thinking
so.
about.
Oh, this one says Boating Resort in Texas.
Because actually, when you're going, and this is the only way I can describe it, when you're going towards Texas A&M, coming from here, coming from North Texas going towards Texas A&M. That's how I saw this place. And she was telling me she's been there, and it's going towards Commerce. I was gonna say Roanoke, but it's not called Roanoke. It's called, and it's not, is it Round Rock? No, Round Rock is in Austin area. It begins with an R. Oh, man. Okay, I gotta look for it. Chantel, go ahead and talk. I'm gonna look for this thing and I will tell you what it is.
All right, so I want to go back to the visas. Do I need a visa to go to Dubai?
Tamisha? Do we lose her?
Do I
I'm
need
for
a
looking-
visa? Oh, do I need a visa to go to Dubai?
Oh, I know what to do.
You don't know? Can you hear me?
You do.
I do? Okay.
She,
She
did we
said
lose
she
her?
can't hear. You can't hear us, Tamisha?
Oh,
She lost her audio.
All right, so what, Charlene is looking for what, the boating resort?
Yes.
mhm.
So let me see. I have a 5-year-old.
Oh, it's called Lake Hubbard. That's what it's called.
Oh, I heard about Lake Hubbard. It's Lake
Lake
Hubbard.
Hubbard, yes. And that's in Rockwall. I knew it was an R. Rockwall.
Rockwall is close to Austin, right? Because Round Rock is not close to Austin, is it? I thought
Yeah,
Round Rock was
Round
around.
Rock is close to, yes. Before you go into Austin, you
Mhm.
go to Round Rock.
Round Rock or Roanoke? Okay.
Round Rock,
Where's
you
the place
go-
you just said?
Rockwall. It's over
Rockwall.
going towards Commerce.
Okay.
Yes, and it's called Lake Hubbard.
Lake Ray Hubbard.
Yes, Lake Hubbard. And ladies, I just want you to know this right here is my bucket list of all
Mhm.
places I need to go.
We can't see. What does it say?
Let me unplug it. So y'all, this is my bucket list of all the places I want to. Can y'all see it? There you go.
I can see a little bit.
A little bit.
Wow, that's a long list.
I'm playing with y'all. I have plans.
That is a
I'm
long
not joking. And so all the places that I want to go are on this list that I have tried, that I have set up. There's a place, and every time I see a place that I want to go, I put it on my list. There's a
Mhm.
place in California, and that's what I said I was rambling because I know there are places. There's a place called Joffrey's Ocean Dining. It's in Malibu, California.
Mm.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I want to do
Mhm.
that. I want to do that. Okay.
You want to dive in the ocean?
Uh-huh. I want to do that.
That would be
And there's
nice.
another place, and I've thought about it. It's in Vietnam.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Mhm.
You're never too old. You just
I
never
want to go
too-
to Israel. That's what I really want to do.
Well, there's a place in Vietnam called the Golden Bridge, and it has
Mhm.
it has hands holding the bridge.
Yes. Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Can you hear us,
I
Tamika?
see that picture.
Okay, you're back. It was Lake Ray Hubbard. Tamisha. It was Lake Ray Hubbard.
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yes. Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You said it was where?
Lake Ray Hubbard in Texas, where that resort is.
Okay, that's going up towards,
Towards
you said
Commerce.
Commerce? Okay,
Mhm.
Commerce.
Going towards
Okay.
Texas A&M.
And Rockwall.
Okay, because
Rockwall,
that's
right?
like the area where you got like the lake area and you're going over a bridge.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that area.
And you
Okay.
can see it off of, I don't know what highway that is, but you can see it and it's just all this water and all these resorts. It's beautiful. And so a friend of mine has been there. I'm planning that one too. Yep. Yep. So there are a lot of places I plan on going.
See that list.
I do have a list. I do. And I want to go to Australia. I know she had Chantel talked about going to Israel, but I want to go to Australia.
Australia is beautiful.
Yes, to Melbourne.
I went to Sydney.
English.
Yes,
That's good.
I went to
I
Sydney.
haven't been. That's on my list.
Mhm.
Is Australia? Yeah. Yeah. So I want you to
Yeah.
know, ladies, travel is in my blood. I just and I hope that we can connect and get this done. I'm like Chantel. Is there gonna be, are there visas required to some of these places?
Mhm. Mhm.
Some of them places, yes. Mhm.
Travel visas as
I
well as
think I needed a
Yes.
visa for Australia.
So-
If I remember. Yeah, I think I needed one.
Mhm.
you've been to Australia, Chantel?
Mhm. Australia, New Zealand, London.
Look at that. I never knew
New
all these
Zealand.
conversations we had. I didn't know. Look at that. I'm just finding that out. Yes.
Beautiful. It was so peaceful. It's just their culture is different from ours. We talked about this before because I told you that they have methadone clinics in Australia where the client comes in with the
Really?
methadone. I mean the methadone, and they inject it for them, so they have clean needles. And prostitution is legal, and all
Right.
the prostitutes have health care.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's just a different society.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, be careful. That's what they're saying, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
And that was one of the things that stuck out to me, because being a counselor and a social worker.
And- Yes.
Yeah. Just being able to do some safe things.
Mm-hmm.
So Chantel, do you have any more questions? I'm out of questions. I'm out of questions. I'm excited. I'm going to, I'm super, super excited. Because we're gonna travel. Wait till I tell,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell the mister when I get off of this site that oh, I met some travel agents. So we can get plan.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I want to do. I want to plan. Chantel, do you have anything else?
No, I don't. T and Tamisha, why don't y'all tell the people how to get in touch with y'all?
Yeah.
Well, you can.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. You can get in touch with me at www.adrenalinehqtravel.com. Or you can go to my Facebook page as well, adrenalinehqtravel.com.
Okay.
Okay, and I can also be reached on Facebook at Exquisite World Vacations on Facebook. I'm actually, my website is getting revamped right now, so it's not live at this point. But once it does go live, it will be at Exquisite World Vacations as well.
Okay. Do you have a phone number? For the older folks that don't want.
I'm sorry. My phone number is 800-946-9952.
Okay. Tamisha?
You just get in contact with me on Facebook, and
Okay.
like I said, that information is on there as well.
Okay.
Called Exquisite World Travel.
Exquisite World Vacations.
World Vacations. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. So.
And Chantel is going to post these when we get done. They'll be posted on Facebook, and it'll be posted so that they can see it on YouTube as well. Correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I sure will.
Okay. You ladies hang out for a second when we end the phone.
Why is it